All right, gonna be heading to Mexico today. What the rent is here, you know? Go. So right now we just stopped by a Chevron right before the border. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up real quick, and then we're gonna drive on over. All right. Just like that. Crazy guy. Let's see. That's crazy. Oh, smells different out over here. Toll roll over here. Wow, just like that. What is that? What does that come out to? Like $2, $3, I think. Wow. Is this guy at work here, or is he like? Wow, they're making a very nice new highway. That's cool. Right here. Playa de Rosarito. Alright, we made it. Made a U-turn on the freeway, and here we go. Now we're exiting on, and we're gonna check in right here. It's cool. Wow, someone's patio. Got a flat tire when we got to our destination. So being that we got the flat tire, my wife and I wanted to go get lunch, so we ended up taking an Uber from Rosarito to Los Portales de Garcia. Going more south towards Ensenada, not as far. What's kind of closer there is Puerto Nuevo, or if you want seafood and everything like that. And so you'll see right here, beautiful area where we went to. Unfortunately, we didn't know before. I mean, we were going to go somewhere a little bit closer, but we ended up going down a little bit further down because our Uber driver was like, oh yeah, it's a romantic place, but it was more expensive than expected. And the one thing that, well, I mean, which was fine, whatever the price was, but the fact that it was cash only, that was something that we weren't aware of. And also that apparently Ubers typically don't go down to that area where that's at, and so it's kind of a dead spot. So when we were trying to come back, we were actually unable to get an Uber, at least for a couple minutes. My account completely failed. So if you're traveling solo, just, I don't know, maybe kind of have a backup plan or just have the patience right there. But thankfully on my wife's account, she was able to order Uber. There was no issue, and so thankfully there was a guy coming up from Ensenada that was heading to TJ, so he was going up north, and so he was able to give us a ride. So yeah, you'll see right here, beautiful location. So the one thing I will say about that restaurant Encanto is that It was okay. It was good. We got a molcajete. You'll see a picture right now. Tasted great. The guacamole was mediocre. So probably if you're expecting like some great, it was kind of more Americanized is what it kind of seemed. It didn't seem like an authentic like they would actually make that at their house. The molcajete was good, very very tasty. So we enjoyed that. And the view was beautiful. You know, it was a little cold right there, but it was great. I mean, they ended up having performers there at the restaurant, which was awesome. They had them upstairs, and we thought actually that it was maybe for a private event. They were like, no, you guys can go up there and have a good time. We got the big old molcajete. Rice and beans mixed together? Oh, the rice just fell into the beans? All the squeegees. Go over there, see, it's cracking over there. They got music playing and everything. No, I think that's a different one. That one's cracking over there. They got the band playing and everything. Let's see what's over here. Oh, wow. They sound like a lot. Look at it. Luna, what's in there? Something to go to? Oh, it's the restaurant, huh? The rancho. Amir, hey. Crying, looking at our car on Jack's. Damn, they really just did me dirty like that in TJ, huh? And yeah, we ended up not getting our tires stolen, right? We were able to thankfully get a mobile tire repair, some team. They came out and they took the tire with them, and probably like in an hour. It was 500 pesos. It was like $25. It was like 24 something. So I gave them $30, you know, just appreciated them, you know, being able to come to our car, you know, on a Sunday and get that taken care of. So, I mean, there are those resources available, at least right here in Rosarito. On the main street right now that I'm at, I'll kind of do a little bit of a filming for the next video right here, just kind of walking on this main street. But there's a lot of tire shops and stuff like that, so just kind of, if you unfortunately get a flat tire, there's at least options available. Wow, big ballers, wow. Big ballers in Mexico. Aguacates de Mexico. Wow. And it's better in the nighttime because you can't see all the dirt on the floor and this man. Look at that, even that incomplete house looks nice because you can't even be able to tell that it's like that. That's nice. Okay, it like it's just pretty good. Harry's vacation. So for the first day of coming to Mexico, you know, it was our first time driving out over here. Originally, we were thinking about parking on the San Diego side and then Ubering to Rosarito, which was about a 30-minute drive. Wasn't that bad, but I'm really glad that we actually ended up driving it. It was super simple. It was not difficult whatsoever. I'll show a map right here, like on I'll probably do a separate video just so it's not long as far as like what the logistics look like, because for myself, like that was a big confidence booster once we were actually out, just kind of seeing how it went. No issues at all. You know, actually one of the biggest concerns that I had was because my windows are so tinted on the vehicle that we ran the risk of getting pulled over by the police or anything like that. And so, just as we did the border crossing, we put the windows completely down just so they could see in the vehicle. Not a big deal, but hasn't been an issue at all. Not really a problem, thankfully. But here in Rosarito and along the drive, I mean, it was nothing. I mean, it was just like super easy, very, very calm. I mean, honestly, feels like a extension of just driving down the 5 South. Like if you're going from LA to San Diego, not really much difference. Obviously the scenery changes a little bit, but just driving along, it was very, very simple. So yeah, I'll put together a kind of a map right there, what kind of that looked like right there, just to kind of share that. But definitely one thing to keep in mind is if you are I use maps. I know that's probably not the best app to be using for directions, and we found that out over here. And I'm sure like in the US also, right? Google Maps or Waze is the way to go, because over here, some of the routes where we were staying at, we ended up getting a turn around and kind of going through like this back road where it was like dirt roads that were not paved. And so it technically went to the community that we were going to go to. It just went through a way that was not in existence. So we went off-roading a little bit. Thankfully, we didn't get stuck or anything like that. I mean, we're very, very grateful for that we were able to get to our place safely. But yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. And then just depending on where you stay at, it can kind of be confusing, because there are turnarounds in areas on the street that the GPS will not recognize. And so what we had to actually do to get into our community was actually take the highway all the way to the next toll payment. There was an opening to make a U-turn, and then pull in. And that was honestly the only way to actually get into the community. So it was super frustrating, because we were like trying to figure out, well, how do we get in? How do we go over there? But besides that, I mean, that's on us, right? I mean, just not being familiar or knowing about it and stuff like that. And you guys will obviously have the advantage of now knowing and having that wisdom. So, being able to have that logistical idea. But overall, I mean, super safe. We've had some great authentic Mexican food over here. Last night we got some pozole, had some enchiladas. And I mean, we've loved it. I think that dinner, being in a regular, just kind of like, we're on the main street right here, was called the Sazon, was $40. It was $30, I think it was, actually, for pozole, enchiladas. We got drinks, not alcohol. I got like a lemonade with like mineral water. Got flan and pie de elote, like corn pie. It was kind of like cornbread and pie form. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty good, not too sweet or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, hey, very, obviously cost effective. I mean, in the US that would have probably been like $60-$70 or something like that. And even the dinner that we had earlier, at the Las Portales de Garcia, that easily, the food likely would have been mediocre within the US, but it probably would have cost us about $200, especially like for the scenery and stuff like that. Here it's just like the beauty of like the historical building. So yeah, it was cool.